people have talked about them buying out Chris Paul. Like, I don't know if anyone I just keep seeing, oh, maybe the Wizards just buy out Chris Paul and he can go where he wants. Obviously, there's a possibility of them finding a third team for a trade. I don't understand why the Wizards would buy out Chris Paul. I I don't get it. Like this year, specifically this year, not even this year and moving forward, this year, period, is maybe going to be the number one year for wanting to have expiring contracts. And the reason why is because the league is phasing in the new collective bargaining agreement, right? And up like the rules on the second aprons and the restrictions when you go too far into the tax and all that kind of stuff. Some of them are starting this offseason. And then most of them are starting next offseason, and some of them are like half coming into effect this year. For example, you can match up to, if you're over the second apron, you can match up to 110% on salaries this upcoming summer. Next summer, it's going to be 100. So there are going to be a lot of teams this year especially over the next 2 to 3 weeks, who are going to be trying to make moves to try to get off of long-term money because they're worried about the apron, first or second apron, not necessarily in 23-24, but in 24-25.
Beyond the second apron. Sam knows what I'm talking about. Sorry, Beyond. It's our new podcast. We're starting a new podcast called Beyond the Second Apron.
Well, thank you for the invite. But
You're not.
Go up on time, buddy.
I go keep that 30 million expiring. You might be able to bring back a couple of 15 million guys on a couple 20 million guys, a couple 18 million guys on with multiple years remaining, and then you can use it to take in picks because you're taking in money. So like I
hear you. I do. And I
don't see them buying him out. Doesn't make sense.
I don't either. The answer to your question about the narrative is probably because, it's Chris Paul remains one of the most influential guys in the league. And I think there's this sense of especially at age 38, when he's got limited basketball left, the optics of shelving him for a team that's not going anywhere would not be great. Chris, kind of come hell or high water, tends to find his way into better situations. Now, the reality of it is, like you said, they have a ton of incentive to hold on to him, be patient, see where this thing goes. And to fill in more context, let's go ahead and say you are correct, and the Wizards are going to be prudent and take their time here. Then, Chris better hope that the Lakers Lakers specifically are very motivated to bring him to town via trade because, I like you said, I don't think the waiving idea is going to happen. And so far, the Lakers are signaling that that's the path that they would prefer. The Clippers are interested, but they had talked to the Wizards before. To the Suns previously about a deal straight up. And when this deal went down, it kind of reset the landscape on that front. So I don't have clarity on how Chris gets to LA. I 100% think he very much wants to be there. His family is there. We know that even being in Phoenix was, close enough to LA that was a big part for him off the court. But you're right. He's not in control here. He's not Bradley Beal. He doesn't have a no trade clause, and we'll see where that goes.